Hi y'all, welcome to R&R Sugarloaf Farms. We are here in the barn. We are trimming the feet of the bucks, giving their CDT, copper bolus. You can hear the grinder going in the background. Ryan's grinding away at Huckleberry's feet, so why don't you hang on and enjoy the show.
Well, hi guys. So we're gonna use our trimmers, our hoof trimmers, and we're also going to use our Hoof Boss.
Now I've already taken the scissors and trimmed his feet, and you're going to take the boss, and since you are the boss, and finish up his feet and make him in good condition. We're getting these things ready for
a buck show.
Hey, I was talking there. Rude. Some people like their finisher sentences all the time. You know. But yeah, we got a buck show at the end of the month, end of October. So we're kind of gonna get them ready and make sure they're all pretty. Of course, we need to get their feet and make sure they're in good shape anyway. So it's routine maintenance, but coming in at the right time for getting ready for the buck show at the end of the month next month.
And we're gearing up for breeding season.
Yep. Them boys are saying, "Woo, I want me some girls."
Okay, so one thing that I really like about the Hoof Boss, and I'll show y'all why. So this hoof over here, and now our boys don't get trimmed as often as our girls. So as you can see, he desperately needs some trim. We've cut off all the excess.
Excess, not access.
Okay, excess. And to where he still needs some assistance. And what you want is you want to make sure that this right here of the toe is, we want that kind of gone, but we want it even with up here at the hoof wall to where it starts. We want this pad even, and so it's just got a little bit of overgrowth. It's probably got about 6 months of overgrowth, just because, you know, bucks are bucks. They're smelly. They're awful. You don't want to mess with them as much as the does. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in here with our Hoof Boss, and we're going to even it all up. We're going to trim it up.
Make it all pretty like.
And make it all pretty. And as y'all can see, if I can hold his leg, so here's his hoof wall, and it's almost parallel, that pad. And it'll look a lot better whenever he's standing on it. But that's where you want them to stay. You want them to stay as even and as parallel to that growth there. Which, if you stay on top of it, it's really easy to do. But whenever you have, you know, as many animals as we have, sometimes it's not always easy to stay on top of it on a regular basis. And so you have to do it, like we trim hooves about every 2 to 3 months. And then the bucks are usually about somewhere between 3 to 6 months, just depending on, you know, if we see one that needs it or whatever. But they're also dry lotted, so they don't have as much growth that the does do, going out to pasture and having all the
grazing
and everything on them. So we're going to trim this hoof up, and like I said, the Hoof Boss is amazing. If you can, definitely invest in one. We use the blue blade, which we find that it is plenty durable enough for them. And so I'm just going to go ahead and make this one look good, and I'll show y'all how we do it.
Hi, and if Hoof Boss is watching this and they want to sponsor us, go ahead and contact us. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Just saying. Like to start turning this into a little bit of money here and there.
Oh, God. I don't think you can say that.
Well, I did. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so Huckleberry doesn't much care for his feet being messed with, but he does have a little bit of growth here that I'm going to take off with the clippers because he does not like the Hoof Boss, the grinder. And some goats don't. They don't like it. Some are okay with it. Some are kind of finicky. Some, they like it at times and other times they don't. Alright.
Kayla trying to create good content with wonderful music, and she's like, "You stop."
I'm gonna fast forward all that anyway.
Oh.
Alright, keep in mind that with the Hoof Boss, just like your handheld trimmers, you want to keep the pad as even as possible, both sides, both toes. Okay, so that's probably good. So we're starting to see pink right here, which we don't want to go any further because it'll get into the quick of his pad and it'll make him bleed. And we don't want that because then they can go lame. Just like, and what I mean by lame is to where they'll get a sore and they'll start to limp. And it could lead to
infections
and stuff like that. So a few years ago with Huckleberry, he was in the same pen that our boar goats at the time had, and he sustained a leg injury. He nearly broke his leg. It got caught up at the base of where the horns come out of their head, like right at the base, and he got caught and hung up there, and it took us several minutes to not only catch the boar goat, the buck, but to get everybody turned right around to where we could get him out to where
untangled.
Untangled to where it's a miracle that he didn't break his leg. But ever since then, we think that he probably had some like nerve or ligament damage or some sort. So this front leg here has given him a little bit of trouble over the last few years as he's been getting older. And bucks, so Huckleberry is a 4-year-old buck, and 4-year-olds, they're at their peak and everything, but we call him our old man. He's the oldest of our bucks because we started out with stud service, and so he was the first buck that we acquired for ourselves, and he's going to stay here until the end of his days. But we have heavily used him in our program, and but this one leg has started to give him fits during the winter and everything here. We noticed the last year or two, and so we just have to, whenever we do trim his feet, we just have to be very gentle.
Hey, darling, you got a glow around you just like an angel. Just thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
She thinks I'm an idiot sometimes. Only on days that end in Y, though, right?
Alright, so that's as good as I'm going to go with him on using the Hoof Boss. And whenever I put his foot down,
It's nice and square.
yep, and that's where you want it. You want good, strong pasterns.